wonderful comments and feedback. I think I've got something you're really gonna like. There's actually gonna be 2 variations of the meal plan you could follow. One of the meal plans is gonna be around 22 to 2300 calories, and that's what you're gonna see in this video. And the other meal plan is going to be about 1600 to 1700 calories. The groceries, the cooking instructions, all of that are essentially the same for both plans, except when it comes to weighing out the food, the measurements will vary slightly. And don't worry, when it comes to weighing out the food, I will put indicators on the screen so you know exactly how much to put in each container or weigh out for each item to follow the plan that you would like. Now that we have that out of the way, let's start cooking. So I'm gonna fill the sink up with cool water, just enough to cover the salmon so I can thaw them out, because they are frozen, they need to thaw. And this should only take about an hour or 2. So while those are thawing, I'm gonna start prepping the vegetables. So I got my cutting board here. I'm gonna start rinsing and then dicing up some of the vegetables that are gonna be in this meal plan. And if you would like to choose or pick other vegetables, you're more than welcome to do so. Same with like spices and things like that throughout this meal prep. I generally like to keep it simple with a lot of my recipes, especially when making items in bulk or making food in bulk, because if I add a certain spice or a certain marinade, you're gonna be eating the same meal with the same flavoring, with the same seasoning on it every day throughout the week. Whereas if you just use very simple seasonings, we know salt, little pepper, maybe something else you would like, something simple, then when it comes time to eat the meal or reheat the meal, and I know I'm getting ahead of myself, but you can then add additional spices, sauces, marinades, which can completely change the meal. So just keep that in mind when you make these types of meals, and you notice why I'm making them so simple. It's because later I can change up the meal's flavoring, which then gives me a little bit more variety. Just wanted to share that little tip. But anyways, now I'm actually cutting up a red onion, and this red onion is going to be used in the taco salad. And I'm really just trying to dice this up into smaller bite-sized pieces. And then I'm going to move on to the next vegetable. This cutting board is really nice because it has these little like pull out compartments. So I can just cut it, swipe it into that little pull out compartment, change the compartment up, and keep it moving. I'll put a link to this cutting board in the description, as well as there'll be a link of, all the cooking utensils again and stuff like that in the hard copy that you can get. But I moved on to the asparagus, just cut the tips off of it. And again, swap. I don't know the right sound effect, but yeah, I'm just swapping out the compartments again real quick, moving on to the next vegetable. We got some tomatoes here, and I think what I'm gonna do is shut this voiceover down for right now while I cut these vegetables up, because that's all I'm doing is cutting the vegetables up. You guys can see it, and plus I'll probably just start to ramble while I cut these up, and nobody wants to listen to that. So yeah, just check out these vegetables being cut up, how I'm kind of doing it, and I will be back once they're all cut up. And I'm back, just as I'm finishing up the broccoli. So after the broccoli, I'm moving on to the spinach here, and I'm gonna rinse it and then